A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Shooting up!
What's going on, Star Wars fam? I'm your bro host, Daniel Miller. Welcome back to another episode of Shooting the Poodoo, Ray of Starshine. What's going on? And everybody, my fellow bro hosts, how you all doing? Mark?
I'm doing good. Doing good.
Raven?
Relaxing on a Sunday.
Lovely
I'm fabulous and also relaxing on a Sunday because it's about time.
Michael?
Party people, I am doing well.
Nice. Mark, how was your weekend? I see that you did the double feature, or was it once a day? Did you do it twice in one day?
No, I did not. Are you kidding me? I was like, I mean, Oppenheimer was great, but you got to commit to that time frame, right? It's like, it's a lot.
How long?
No, I did Barbie on Thursday and then Oppenheimer yesterday. So, and I did it first thing in the morning because I did it like at 11 because I figured that way, get out middle of the day, haven't lost a whole chunk of my day.
Yeah. And then like you just pretty much depressed the rest of the day after seeing Oppenheimer.
You know what? No, I mean, it is a heavy subject. Obviously, there's a lot to chew on there, but at the same time, it's like, you know, it's such a well-made movie that you got to walk away and think like, man, it's like, I can't imagine the time it took to make that damn thing. Just to put it together afterwards too. I mean, it's insane. Any movie's a lot of work, but I just can't imagine what went into this one. You guys have been hyping it up for forever now. I mean, with the cast alone, when they announced it, you know, it was one thing, right? And then when you see it all played out on screen, it's like you see it. They actually managed to use everybody that was on the list. It's like, damn. So no wonder it's 3 hours long.
Oh, okay. So it is. So it's super long.
Yeah, it's Titanic commitment. Long.
All right. I'm okay. You know, Titanic, didn't it when it first came out, it was like on 2 VHSs?
Oh yeah, no, it was. It sure was. I remember that.
Yeah. All of my favorite movies are you know, long movies. Gone with the Wind is my favorite movie, and it's long. It's 3 hours and 55 minutes for the uninitiated. And it's 3 hours and 55 minutes of 1930s acting too, so you kind of have to, like, you know, reel in your expectations in that regard. Indeed. But you know, I mean, the wardrobe alone is just stunning to look at, you know, because back then, you know, too, you know, it's like somebody's making all that oh my god, you know, and It's not like today when we have, you know, so much of that stuff, and you know, you need an expert. There are 50 of them, you know. Back then it's like you got 2 people. And one of my other favorites is Cleopatra 1963, Burton and Taylor, another huge a movie that has an intermission, for God's sake. And you know, and all of the best clothes, by the way. If I could, I would. That's my wardrobe. I'm taking the whole damn thing.
Yeah,
all of it. And also bring me Marty Landau as a younger man, because damn.
My first 2 VHS situation was Malcolm X.
Nice. I remember that too. Yep. I remember when I worked at Blockbuster, we would have to tape them a certain way because it had to be the 2 clamshell thingies, you know, to rent it. And then when people would return it, they would flatten it like that so it could fit in the slide. I remember that.
Yeah. So what's it at? 94? Is that what this?
Yeah. I mean,
you gave it a 10.
Well, I mean, Nolan doesn't generally, you know, swing and miss too often.
No,
you know,
he's pretty on point. Yeah.
He clearly knows what people want to see, apparently. You know.
Yeah.
It's.
I mean, I enjoy the movies by him that I've seen. You know, they're great movies, but I've certainly not seen all of his movies because they're just not usually up my alley, as it were.
Well, my number one from him is Inception. I think Inception.
Yes, absolutely.
I had such a great time in the theater watching that movie. I was like, holy shit. That was
great. That was a lot of fun.
Like, outside of like Batman Begins and The Dark Knight, like those 2 movies have a special place in my heart too. But like hard sci-fi again, We talk about this all the time, right? Hard sci-fi based off of nothing. Inception's great. Well, they took some stuff from like Paprika and all that type of stuff. It was like there was some homage shots and stuff in there, but like Inception, man, I love that movie. I love that soundtrack. I have that soundtrack. Like I love that movie.
He knows how to bring the heaviness. Like he knows how to bring the weight in heaviness. The weight in. You know, everything has
like the weight of an oil rig.
It just feels heavy. Yeah, yeah. It just feels heavy. Everything he does, it's like, how was the pacing? I wonder
how the sound was.
Mark, like, did it pace itself well? Were you like
I
into
think
the next
for the most part, for the most part, like 2/3 of it, I think it did. I did get to a point where I was getting a little restless. I was just kind of like, drop the bomb already, please. You know, I was just at the point. I was just waiting for that. I know that's horrible. And I mean, because you're waiting for that test, right? But it's like, yeah, at the same time, I'm like, oh my God. I was like, we need to get to this already. But, you know.
The bomb dropping scene was like built up, or it's like people are playing and having a good time, and then it goes back to like dramatic music. It's almost like an anime build-up moment from Dragon Ball Z.
I mean, it was just that, like, it's like you're edged for all that time, and then all of a sudden the release, you know? It's like,
the bomb drops, you're just like,
oh my God. Wow. I need a cigarette.
Stalin was bad. Holy shit.
Yes, Stalin. How was the sound? Was the sound amazing? Because it's Chris Nolan.
So somebody brought this up, and they said that the only other time that that they can think of, you know, for their like movie going experience that they can think of where the use of sound was so epic was in Last Jedi, right? And there's just something to that effect done in this film as well too, and it's done really, really, really well. I mean, that's just it. It's just like that moment is a total attack on the senses. The way it's played, the way it's done, and everything.
Right.
It's beautiful. Yeah, and that it was a really well thought out scene. I'm glad they played it out that way.
Good. Because I heard the bomb's practical. So heard it happen.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he recreated it. Yeah. That's what Jordan Peele was talking about. He was like, guys, he remade the bomb.
With like a firecracker or something?
I don't know what he did.
He remade it.
He remade the mushroom cloud. He did it or something. Apparently.
Well, I'm sure that you know there are munitions that are old and you know no longer blah 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 or you know. You just never. If there's somebody who's got everything, anything you're looking for, somebody out there has it. Just you know,
right? Exactly. And if not, call up Mythbusters, man. Call up Mythbusters. They will help you out.
Yo, I would not be surprised if Adam Savage helped out in some way.
Right.
If there's a video coming out in 2 weeks of him walking on set, be like, I'll be like 100%. This makes total sense to me. Because I follow him on YouTube. He's great.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's awesome.
He's great. Shout out to Tested, also good channel.
How much of the like time frame does this cover? Does it cover anything after the bomb drop?
Yes, it does. It does, okay. But you don't. It's all really, when all is said and done, it really is everything leading up to getting Oppenheimer to actually accomplish this that, you know, they're kind of racing against time to do, right? Because of the time period that it's in, you know, in the middle of the war. And then the aftermath of that, not only just his own conflict with what he has created, but also because, I mean, I don't want to reveal too much if you don't know the story, but just everything that comes afterwards and like how things play out. It's like, you know, it was, in that sense, it's like it was frustrating to see how things play out in the end, you know, and then you're not even thinking about the bigger picture about what this damn thing is being used for ultimately, right? Mm-hmm. What ends up happening along with that. Yes, this person went through hell as well, but the fact that he created this and what made that happened afterwards, that's a lot, you know. I mean,
I love how Rogue One and Galen Erso totally mirrors like Oppenheimer.
You're right. Oh my God. Somebody needs to cut those two together. Like
it'll probably happen.
Yeah. So did it feel a lot like that? Did he feel like he was kind of like being held against his will at some point?
You know, I mean, in the sense Rogue One, obviously it's going to be done through the lens of a Star Wars film, right? You're not going to get super heavy, but the implications of it, of what you're building, of what can happen and why you're trying to like stop the process, right? Because we see what ends up happening on Jeddah, Alderaan, you know, everything, all that. I mean, it's like there's more of that in, you know, Rogue One and A New Hope, as opposed to where Oppenheimer, where we see what really happens other than they talk about, you know, the aftermath of dropping it on, you know, those two locations in Japan. It's just like
Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
Yeah, Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And it just, you know, they don't go into all those details, but they do talk about it, obviously, you know, because it's that moment in time and what has happened and how the war, it comes to an end, basically a sudden stop because of it, right? Yeah. You know, but it's just, it's crazy. It's crazy when you think about it, and you think about it, everything that was going on during that time. There was so much going on, you know? But yeah, it was a really interesting movie. Great Nolan flick. I can imagine he's going to get a lot of awards out of this film, or nominated for a lot going into, you know, award season. And it's well deserved, because it's like, look, this doesn't have to be your cup of tea or anything, but it's the fact that this, along with Barbie, caught so many people's attention this weekend. I loved that so much, right? People ran to the theaters. I hadn't seen so many people in the theater in forever. Like, it was packed. There were hella heads everywhere.
Yeah.
That's so amazing to hear about when it comes to the theater, because it hasn't been the same since COVID.
No.
And I mean, along like COVID plus streaming services have like decimated the movie industry.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And the more that they make movies only, you know, theater released only, and like, and wait a bit before they drop it for streaming and whatnot, like you're gonna get this kind of attention. But it's awesome to see, because you're getting original movies.
Yeah,
like you're getting movies that are just like
not
it's not some fucking remake.
Amen.
Oh man,
or based off of something.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mike. Go ahead.
But it said like, or based off of something, or like a sequel or a part. Something that's like connected to something else.
I mean, I get it. I love the things that we grew up with, right? I mean, there's so much that we saw growing up that's like amazing. I love it. But I think that they've tried to tap into nostalgia so damn much at this point that I'm kind of over it now. And I think a lot of people are, unfortunately. And I get it. It's like, if you make something new and you tap into that, great. That's fantastic. But yeah, sometimes something new, even within the things we love already, is just kind of the better way to go at this point. Because I don't need to relive my childhood over and over and over and over again.
Right.
I mean, it was cool, but like I was like, I want to see some new stuff, please.
Yeah, at some point, nostalgia starts to bite back.
Indiana Jones and the last.
It's not good anymore.
Yeah, right. A balance is good. You know, give me a little bit of it. It's great, because callbacks are always going to be fantastic. You know,
fan service rules.
Yeah, but man, it's like it also can't drive the movie industry, because it's like, come on, guys, you gotta do stuff. You know,
I mean, it might be a surprise.
You're already starting to see a saturation, like, and I don't want to get attacked here, but you're already starting to see a saturation with superhero movies.
It's unfortunate.
People are starting to get tired of it.
Yeah,
because it's comic book readers. This is our life. This is what we're used to.
And I think that's the thing, and I've brought that up a few times, that, you know, who is a fan of the movie and is excited to see it and all that other stuff is not the same as who buys the tickets, or at least not the majority. When a Star Wars movie comes out, of course, we all go see it.
Yeah,
of course we do. We see it a couple of times, but there are going to be 20 other people in the same row with you who have not been to a Star Wars movie since The Rise of Skywalker came out, and they won't see another one until the next one comes out. And that's, you know, I think that when it comes to the saturation point of something like comic book, you know, movies, because I mean, like like Roke said, you know, like, this is my jam right here. It's like, yeah, but unfortunately you're one out of every million people.
Yeah.
And it's just unfortunate that we, you know, that movies have to be made based on, you know, what tickets are selling. And so just because other people aren't interested in some of these other characters, you know, we could end up missing out, those of us who actually want to see that kind of stuff. But I think it's okay to do remakes and it's okay to do stuff like that, but just have a balance. I mean, when you go and look at the theater and everything this weekend is remakes or, you know, whatever, it's just like, is there anything new? Like, did anybody like,
I also want to bring attention to what Brian just said too. And I hate to bring him up because I know there's a lot of contention surrounding this person, but at Joe Rogan's comedy club in Austin, Texas, there's a rule that you're not allowed to bring your cell phone in when there's a show going on. You have to like put it in some bag or something like that.
Yeah. A lot of people started doing that.
You know, it's a lock bag, So you can't film the show.
You know, nothing's going to happen to your stuff. I don't think anything has ever happened to anybody's, but you know, theaters should start. You know, I know you couldn't get away with it, but you know, people who would want a really good experience, you know, if someone were to come up with that type of theater, you know, or whatever, where you can't bring your phone in, you have to have it in a bag. You know, if you need it so bad, you have your watch connected to it if you have an emergency.
Right. Well, it is connected to theaters. It was connected to theaters before with comedy clubs because of critics that had to see movies early, or people at panels who are closed door stuff. You know, like there's so much leaked cell phone footage that happened during San Diego Comic-Con this week because of stuff like this. But yeah, it's complicated because
at Celebration, if they would have done that for the panels, you can't bring your phone in. You have to put it in some locked bag or whatever. Oh my God. It would stop leaks like that.
Yeah. But it also would be so much more work and they'd have to get so much more folks to be able to run that. That's the bad thing too, right? It's like that would, it's already a lot of work to get into some of those panels and to have to do that on top of everything. But I guess they could do it like while people are online, right? But,
I felt like I was in like prison.
Could not suck.
Dude, when I was at Star Wars Celebration, and I forget what panel we were in, but it was serious. And these guys, man, they were walking up and down the aisles, bro, like straight, just like eyeing everyone up for lunch. Like you had your phone out, dude. They were like, put that shit away. Like I was ready to see some podcaster get dragged out. Like, no.
Well, my problem with the con stuff is like nothing should be closed behind closed doors. Like it should be at least a photo or a logo of something. And Marvel started doing that when they started releasing like the logos of what's coming. Like, like we had a panel, people talked about it, but this is what it looks like.
Right.
You know, there shouldn't be like, hey guys, they're doing a Watchmen animated, but you only know this because I snuck my. No, just tell us, dude. Like it's something we already know already. You're just animating it, you know. Or like if you're getting us something to do Star Wars, just tell us. Like if it's footage, I understand, but if it's like a logo of some sort, just tell us, you know. And I think there shouldn't be this push-pull with the whole Comic-Con or a con situation where like, this is a special panel, but these panels are special because of the actors that are here. But any announcements that happen, you should be showing us.
Right.
But that's just my little thing on major cons and all that. And
if you continue, you know, if you look at cons and you see how many people are coming to a con, you know, everybody can't go to a con. Everybody can't go realistically. And I'm sorry to tell you, but all those people who aren't going, they're buying your product.
Exactly.
So, you know, you have to use that opportunity. I mean, yes, the people who are there, of course, they should get some, you know, sort of benefit for actually going, you know, great. But, you know, that's one of the things I liked so much about Celebration was having all the stuff online. So I could still see things. I wasn't there and I didn't get to experience all that. But there is that understanding that I think sometimes gets lost, that just because somebody shelled out the bucks to come to the con doesn't mean the guy sitting at home isn't going to buy thousands of dollars worth of your stuff and go see your movie or your
invest
TV
in
show.
it.
You know?
Yeah.
So I
They
think
have like a
I
drone
agreed.
broadcasting
It needs to be
live.
less of a push and pull and more realistic. You know.
And really, if they, I mean, and I wouldn't want this to stop people from actually going to it, because again, it's the experience of going to these cons, hanging out with you guys, all that stuff. Like, there's just no if and or buts. You can't compare that, right? You know, just to be able to have a conversation with somebody in person, it's just worth it, right? But I think it's like that at some point they should do something like some type of a home pass where people can pay for that footage if they want to see it at home, or like whatever they want to do, right? You can't make it for whatever reason, but you shouldn't have to completely miss out. You love this thing too, and they make more money.
And they love money.
And that's something that's so, you know, accessible for so many people. And all you're going to do is help these people who would otherwise feel left out feel much more like they're in the, you know, in the group. They're not, you know, in the room. They're not in the VIP party. They know that, and that's fine. But like, just being able to, you know, to include those people, because like I said, especially when you're talking about like these comic book movies and superhero movies and stuff like that, like, the people who buy the shit are not all at the con, okay? They can't all afford to be there. But trust me, there's a crap load of people out there who would be more than happy. To pay, you know, some sort of a fee to be able to stream something or something, you know, and it's just like, I get it, because there's people that are going to be jerks, but that's just like life, man. Everything is, here's how it's supposed to work and how most people will do it. And then here's the 5 people who are going to pick it up for everybody, because that's just how we roll.
Well, I think it's like you're right. Like, I think there should be links and stuff to buy some of the con exclusive merch, and there should be some sort of an inventory number so it stays exclusive, you know, because like, it's not fun anymore if everybody can get it, you know, like, but you should still make it available, like a limited supply of people that are allowed, that they could make it to the con, but you get like a voucher to get into a virtual queue to buy exclusive merch that is at the con. You know, you got to do it in a way to where it's like, it still makes it special, because that's what people do it for. That's why people spend the money to go. That's why people like, that's why they have the exclusive stuff and everything, is because it's like you've put all this work into getting to this con and putting all this energy in. And now your reward is all this exclusive stuff that you can only get if you were there, you know. But it is fair for, you know, a certain situation, you know, where there's plenty of reasons why someone couldn't make it, you know, just not because of money, you know,
accessibility issues, things,
anything. And it would be cool that if there was exclusive merch, virtual, like buying capabilities with, you know, a limited supply, that people would at least have the chance to try it out, you know, and try to get something that's exclusive. I would agree that would be cool.
Also, when it comes to fatigue of the random movies and sequels they're getting of everything, and I remember being a kid hanging out at the comic book store that I work at now. One of the guys working there was like, I don't know why they just don't do the comic books, you know, just have them give us everything from the comic books. And one of the other guys working there was like, there'll be a lot of movies, man. It'll probably start off really, really cool, but I think people won't be able to handle it. And I'm like, and I always think about that. Like, here we are, Disney Plus. We got shows, we got movies. They're doing 3 movies a year now. It used to be 2 movies a year. So there's 3 movies a year and 2 shows. We got another Marvel movie and another Marvel television show this year. So people were like, you know, I want this. I was like, I don't think you do, man, because reading comics for 20 years, Wolverine has done everything you can possibly imagine. Batman has done everything you could possibly imagine.
We haven't even gotten to the mutants yet.
They've rebooted and redone Batman 100 times. Like,
and his mom is still dropping her pearls.
Well, when you're worth 20, I looked this up today. Like, he's worth $28 billion. He is the most famous superhero ever.
Who, Batman or Superman?
Batman.
That makes sense.
The most comics sold ever is still Superman because he's been around longer.
Yeah.
But the number one,
Batman.
It's like Batman.
He's made $128 billion. Man, Bruce Wayne is rolling.
No, he's worth 28 billion, but he's rolling. But like it's Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Joker are the big four that sell everything. And then it's Nightwing or something like that. They're like the top five. But Batman is like everyone knows who he is.
Yeah.
Everyone always, because the humanity side of it and things like that. He has so many books.
That's why we're Batman.
80 years of Batman. So like,
I love Batman too.
They're never going to stop, dude. They're never going to stop. Same thing with Ninja
I
Turtles.
don't like Batman.
Your grandkids will be looking at Ninja Turtles in some form.
Before we descend into madness, wait,
we aren't already there?
Yeah, I'm trying to swim up right now.
We haven't even talked about Barbie.
Oh yeah.
And then I want to
go and trick everybody again. Let's go. Let's hear it.
Yeah.
How was it?
What do you think, Mark? How was your Barbie experience? Were there people dressed in pink?
Oh, God. I mean, people were dressed in pink everywhere. Pink, sparkly outfits. I mean, people were already cosplaying as some of the Barbies because you know how they'd seen the posters and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was tripping out. I felt like I was at a con. That's how like into it people were. And that was so much fun. Again, it's like, I love that people were so excited to go see this movie that they made the effort to go and get dressed up and enjoy it and have that experience be made even better by doing something like that. They're like the Alamo Draft House had like Barbie brunch screenings. I mean, folks were going all out.
Oh yeah, there's
and the movie was great.
Everywhere.
Yeah, the movie was great. I mean, it was fun. There's great music in it. Obviously, it's insightful. It made me hate Ryan Gosling himbo, right? And it's like, and I love that man. And it's like, I'm just like, okay, you did your job because I just couldn't stand him in the movie for a part of it. So,
yeah, I heard he's like the worst.
Yeah, he totally is. But I love it because that's exactly when you know a movie is successful, because someone that you generally love to see on screen, you're just like, oh,
performance thing.
Yeah, like, oh, I can't stand him, right?
Yeah.
And there's so many different actors in it too. Again, another movie that makes good use of the different people that are in it and the part that they play in the bigger picture.
Heard the cameos are crazy.
It's funny because somebody said that it reminded them a little of like Lego Movie and Truman Show rolled up into one.
Wow, that's a trip.
That's awesome. So, how much time do you get in like Barbie Land and like the real world? Because I from what I've seen, you're in like Barbie world, and then she just somehow drives off, and it's almost like from Toontown into the real world.
That's what I thought. That's what I did.
Yeah, immediately thinking of Who Framed Roger Rabbit type of thing.
That's a serious lack of patty cake, though. So, patty cake. No, you get a good chunk of time in Barbie Land, and then like you get to reality, so to speak, and then I mean, I don't want to get too much away other than to say that everything gets enough time, and then it just all comes together, as well as a movie should, right? And
my god!
But it definitely dips its toes into reality and fantasy, and what they have to do, how they play off of each other. That's
amazing. I'm really excited to see
too spoilery. I just don't want to give too much away.
No, it's okay. But I just kind of wanted to kind of see how, that all plays in, and like what kind of time is spent on like each world or whatever it is. But I like the concept of it all kind of weaving back and forth and coming together in the end. This is good. This is fun.
Yeah, I need to see this movie immediately.
I'm excited to see it. Here's another question:
how to leave Barbie World? Half all knows what's going on.
So I would like to know: does this open up the possibility for anything else after?
You know what?
Or is this, does this feel like a one shot?
Well, you know
It's
what? If they
Greta
really wanted
Gerwig,
to, I'm
so-
sure that they'll find a way because there's more stories to be told. But it was interesting. It takes a turn towards the end I wasn't expecting, and I loved it because it just doesn't try to demonize any one particular type of person, so to speak. There's empathy in there as well too. That's the best way I can put it. Where the whole involved in the whole situation as we get towards the end of the movie. But yeah, no, I mean, I'm sure they'll find a way to, like, there's no way after how successful this movie was this weekend that they won't find a way to bring it back somehow. Yeah. You could definitely play with the story.
So it sounds like it definitely puts.
Well, I don't know. It's like,
it might be better if it's just a one-off.
It could be, and you know what? I'd be happy with that because I don't want a franchise where it's gonna overstay its welcome, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know that Greta Gerwig is like wanting to do that, but she could have signed up for a deal already and said, "Look, if we're going to do a second movie, this is the treatment for it, right? We're not going to go off the rails, right? It might already be a plan in place and." Something that she would have said if this is how this is going to go, because if this is successful, look, we got to do it this way, right?
I was reading an article where she fought with the executives about some scene that she didn't want to get rid of with some old lady, and she was like, that literally is what ties my movie, it's almost like the heart of the movie is this scene that they thought was like a nothing burger or whatever, and she was like, nah, she was like, no, she's like, I'm not taking this out. You might as well just not even put the movie out. And I don't want to, she was not happy about it.
And he goes, I will take this movie off my drive right now. Okay. I was like, I will erase it.
Right.
She's like, I'm keeping the scene.
If they do it, just don't pull a Mannequin 2.
That's what I'm saying.
God, that'd be so scary. Yeah, it's like no Kim Cattrall.
No,
I mean, no.
It is Greta Gerwig. I don't see her doing it too, man.
Yeah, it's all right.
That's the thing, right?
Yeah.
I don't either. I think it would just be weird, but like I said, it just depends on how they do it. It would have to be done a certain way,
right?
And I do think though that it's been done before. Not Barbie's particularly, but you can make a movie about a character that is beloved, that gets everybody rushing to the theater, and then not make another one.
I actually totally honestly prefer it. I prefer it.
Yeah, because then what you're really doing is you're really impacting people. It's like, oh yeah, the Barbie movie, which one? No, there is only one, and it's the great one. You know what I mean, kind of thing. And I think that But of course, you get it. The bottom line is what speaks, and I understand that as well. But I do think that if you're really going to, if we're not going to have saturation like we were talking about before, it's okay to just make one. I mean, she's a legend already. She doesn't really need anybody to tell people she's a legend. Like, everybody knows who Barbie is. Right.
It's exactly how I feel about one season shows that are really good, like Watchmen. Didn't need another season. And
so my review, I will encapsulate it with this. It is the prettiest existential crisis I've ever seen.
This is awesome.
Nice. I love it. It is. All right.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. I'm for your take, Raven.
I think it made like 100.
Go back to one movies.
Yes.
I think it made like 140 mil opening, somewhere around there. And Barbenheimer.
It's going to make its money.
I forget what Barbenheimer was, but it was definitely less, but not less good. It was like 80 or something like that, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
I saw it, but I don't know the exact numbers. But great opening weekend for some fresh new movies. Even for Nolan's 3-hour, just dark, tense music, and just the looming threat of knowing that tons of people are going to die.
Speaking of dark and tense and people dying, I saw they cloned Tyrone this weekend.
Yeah, how did that go?
Jesus Christ. This movie is really, 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 really well done. And I haven't seen Barbie and Oppenheimer yet. And Spider-Verse may be my favorite movie of the year. The best movie I've seen this year is this movie.
Wow.
This movie blew my
Sorry about that.
whole mind off. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
well, it looked that way in the chat.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I was buck wild. John Boyega.
Yeah.
I bought him as a brooding, very scary drug dealer, hook, line, and sinker. Like I was afraid of him.
Nice.
Jamie Foxx is amazing. Tanaya Harris is amazing. Very well done movie. There's some, yeah. It feels like a Boots Riley movie. Like I'm watching Sorry to
Never
Bother
seen
You or
that.
something like that, or like
Okay.
something wild. But like this is the same writer who wrote Creed 2, directed this movie. But yeah, like I was just like, holy crap, just very well done. Like I can't really say much outside of it was great performances all around. But it's on Netflix. Do yourself a favor, get your mind blown, and as a black person watching this movie, holy shit! Like, yeah.
Oh well, okay. It's on Netflix.
Yeah,
Then
it's on Netflix.
watch it.
John Boyega has a full set of gold. Yeah, he has a full set of gold teeth. It's amazing.
Awesome.
I will be hitting you up as soon as I watch it, sir. Because I'm
so good.
Well, now that I've finally slowed down for the week, I think I might actually be able to watch some things.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it was very good. It was very, very, very good. I'm trying to find a time where I feel comfortable watching it again. I may need it for a few days. It's like one of those.
Oh yeah.
And if you want, like maybe for your third viewing, we can always do a little watch party too.
Dude, I will totally do a watch party with you guys.
That is
I'll
not
watch
a bad
whatever
sketch.
you guys want to watch.
That is
I'll
not a
watch
bad
Shrek
sketch
2 or
idea.
some shit. Like I don't care.
Don't
If
say
you
whatever
guys
you
are-
want to watch, because I'll have everybody up in here watching Gilda, and the only one that's
Oh
going
my
to
God.
enjoy it is me.
That's a great. That's a great
Except-
way to do
Except
bring
when
the
she does
sketch
that
back.
shit with her hair.
I
I
agree.
didn't still now that we're going back this, but I don't think I've ever asked you, Spraven. Are you love more classic like silver cinema, like that type of stuff? So It Happened One Night is one of my absolute favorites.
Yes.
I
yes.
love that film.
That's a great name for a movie.
Okay, cool. We got to talk more about that later.
But,
bet.
yeah.
So,
Just do yourself a favor, watch that shit.
I've already put it on the watch list.
Yeah.
No, definitely. I saved it the other day. I think after I saw you talking about it, because I'd forgotten it was about to come out, and you reminded me, and I was going through Netflix, and I added it to my list. So.
It's like my mom is like, he's British. I was like, yeah,
right,
yeah,
yeah.
She was like, no. Then I was like, yeah.
Yeah. She's never seen him in Attack the Block, though, right? Because otherwise she would have known.
Because all she saw was Star Wars, and she was like, I thought he was British. I was like, he is.
I saw him in Attack the Block first. And
it's called Rage. He's got it. He's got it.
I love John. Yeah. I love John.
Just whatever the fuck he wants. Baby Denzel is here.
Thank you. You literally took the words out of her mouth. I was just about to say when I saw him in Attack the Block. Baby Denzel.
He's doing art films because y'all lied to him. He's doing art now, so deal with it. And I hope he says no. There, yeah.
Well, in other
get you
news,
an Oscar, young man.
In other news, he did say that he was up to doing more Star Wars.
Yeah, he's calmed down. Well, he's thought, he's not calmed down, but he's like, grown as an actor now. So he's like, if it doesn't happen, I'm cool.
Yeah,
right.
I'm doing art.
He's like, show me a script and stuff. He's like, I might come back, maybe.
Yeah,
whatever.
Well,
he knows a little better how to navigate all of that now, and I think that's to his benefit. Because when you're younger and you may not have like the right staff behind you checking these things out for you, and you may not know enough about the industry, it just you're of course you're gonna. Somebody says like, you want to be in Star Wars, of course you're gonna fucking run to that shit,
right?
Right.
Now,
but
be like, if I'm not getting
it's
a
unfortunate
then I'm
how
not
they
coming.
handled them.
No, it's like let me read this script 6 times, and talk to my people, and I'll get back to you.
And he walks in the room now with a lot more, in his utility belt, as it were.
Indeed.
And it comes from both his, his work off screen and his work on screen.
Boom.
He walks in with just a lot more gravitas now. And it's unfair that you should have to go through all that to get there, but here we are.
Yes.
And that's the reality. He's not going to be pushed around. He is not going to be in a situation where what he wants isn't getting done, to a certain degree, of course, you know, I mean, within reason. But I mean, you know, there's been, you know, a number of rungs that have just, you know, and so I feel really positive about it. If he does decide to do it, that he's not going to feel like he's getting the short end of the lightsaber.
Yeah, he's gonna super make sure.
He's like, I want the best trailer.
Right?
Yeah.
All right, I want my own.
I want all the Nigerians.
I was just gonna say, I walk on set. The lightsaber needs to be waiting for me.
Yeah,
right.
And it has to be real. Better be a real
I
lightsaber.
want catering to be Nigerian the whole time.
I want Mark Hamill dressed as Luke to hand it to me.
Yeah.
Every day.
Okay. I like this.
Yeah.
And then get a chewy hug.
Yeah.
Right.
But I'm side-eyeing y'all the whole movie, like.
Yeah. You can see me just looking off. You see him looking off camera the whole time at the director.
Yep.
I'm Kylo Ren now. What?
He puts the mask on. John, that's it. I'm
putting
it
on.
Whose is it?
Emo.
Whose is it? Yeah, it's mine. Find out.
Oh man.
So back to San Diego.
Yay! The quiet Comic-Con, because Marvel and DC was like, nah, we're good.
Yep.
Make it an actual Comic-Con. We're not coming.
Yeah. Oh, my partner David is down there for that right now. He's actually going to see Tori Amos tonight. So.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
But he loves it. He goes every year. So.
Yeah.
So what kind of
newsies?
What kind of stuff did we get there, Michael?
Tons. Well, Invincible Season 2 is real, ladies and gentlemen. November 3rd. Yes. J.K. Simmons is still a bastard. I cannot wait.
He does it so well.
He's the man. He's the man.
So good.
He's the man.
You when you were born.
And speaking of Omni-Man, real quick before I get back to that, the rumors were true for Mortal Kombat. He is in the game. Him, Homelander, and Peacemaker in the game. And yes, J.K. Simmons is voicing Omni-Man because Warner Brothers has that money to pay the voice actors to voice act. But yeah, so that's what was exciting. There's also an Adam Eve one-shot thing you can watch now on Amazon, which is a spin-off like one-shot issue that came out during Invincible about Eve when she was younger before she became part of the group that they're in. So that's really cool. Some behind closed door stuff was announced that we saw footage of. They're animating The Watchmen, which is a big deal. They're probably going to do all the stuff they couldn't do for the movie for that. Can't wait to see the cast of that. It should be good.
Yeah.
They're doing Crisis on Infinite Earths. These two seem to be like the first, like, because there's a movie came out called Justice League War World. It's like the first animated Justice League that's rated R. So I'm assuming Watchmen will also be rated R because it's
right.
Watchmen.
Yeah. Watchmen.
Yeah, and I'm sure Crisis will too because Crisis can they kind of go there. Will definitely at least be PG-13. But they announced those two. There was some more behind the scenes footage for Star Wars Outlaws. Still can't wait for that game. It was a bunch of mocap stuff and people talking. That was really cool. Blue Dong. No, in the comic,
that's what they're all here for. No,
in the comic, he always had on underwear. That was just the Zack Snyder wanting a blue dong on screen. That was literally him being like blue dong.
You know what? That's Zack the one time that I fully support the man.
Right.
Look at this radioactive peen.
Yeah, I'm everywhere at once. I'm the smartest man here. Peen.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Look at my penis.
I love the movie.
I love that movie. It's my favorite Zack Snyder film.
Honestly, the comedian is my favorite character from The Watchmen ever.
Shouldn't be, but that's okay. Damn, he's kind of a piece of shit.
He is definitely a piece of shit. He's definitely a piece of shit, but I love.
You honestly shouldn't like any of them, but that's the point.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan is just a fucking.
Yeah, his performance was awesome.
Yeah,
he's a good actor, man.
Yeah,
I mean, I've liked him since he was on that episode of freaking Grey's Anatomy. We made the whole damn country cry. But
You know that's a bodysuit, right? As a comedian, that was a bodysuit. That wasn't his muscles. Yeah, he did. He can't get that big. No, that was body. Yeah, it's bodysuit. Yeah, he's a naturally thin dude. That's why Negan's so thin. Because that's what he's like. Yeah, yeah. But comedian was great. I mean, that cast was like outside of what is her name? Helen Mack, the Silk Spectre too. She was awful.
Oh yeah, you didn't care for her.
No, not a good actress. Not good.
I liked Owl, whatever.
Oh, Night Owl too. Speaking of which, Patrick Wilson just praised that movie like recently, talking about one of the new Insidious movies. He was like, the only movie I watched that has myself at the front to back since the premiere is Watchmen. It's like that's like my favorite, one of my favorite movies ever. I was like,
oh no kidding.
Yes, right. Yeah, it's awesome.
I love him in the Conjuring stuff.
Yeah,
he's the best.
Yeah.
I just want to speak up that it's perfectly okay to love villains. Personally, you know,
yes,
Wolverine is very dear to my heart, and I know you're thinking to yourself, but Wolverine's a good guy only half the time.
Yeah. I mean, the one of the most beloved characters ever is a psychopath called the Joker. So
that too.
To the point where they can't stop putting him in stuff.
I love Dr. Doom. I'm big.
Dr. Doom's also awesome.
I mean, look, there's always like there are people like you want to go back like with like Sherlock Holmes. I mean, with Moriarty, some people that's his favorite character, right? I mean, it's just there's always people that love a good villain, and if you get the right actor or it's just done well, it's like you know. I like a good villain who just eats up the scenery. Right?
That's why Spider-Man's so popular. All of his villains are great.
Speaking of Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2,
the game.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love those games. I love those games so much.
You guys, okay.
A little bit of Harry. I can't play much, but I can skip through. Woo! Look at that! Oh, yeah.
Figure it out.
They're doing a little bit of that.
A little bit of that. Miles' new hair. It's
oh
cool.
My God, that guy!
These woods.
Craven showed up.
Somebody
Is that Donald Driver?
You don't know what you.
Who's what?
Oh, did you all see
Adam
that?
Driver, not Donald, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
Adam Driver, I meant.
No, it's not Adam Driver.
The wide receiver.
He ain't doing no video game.
Hey, I would love it. I'd love to see Quickie in a Spider-Man movie.
Oh, yeah.
But the best part is Tony Todd is voicing Venom.
yes.
Whoop, whoop.
Freaking love Tony Todd.
Everybody does. Let's be honest.
He's
Everybody
so
does.
Cool. That voice.
He is the shit.
Yes, a charismatic villain, Alan Rickman. In the chat
Rickman.
there. Yeah, because Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, man.
Oh yes,
That's the one you go to?
That is some chewing
Not
scenery bad guy.
Snape. You went to...
I'm not a Potterhead at all. And I was referring to the chewing scenery thing because if
yes, he totally does in that film.
In that one, he's just so off the. But of course, again, you know, classic movies like that's how people acted a lot back then. So it's like I'm used to the chewing scenery kind of thing. Where if you did that in a movie now, they'd be like, "What the hell are you doing?"
Well, he had to chew scenery because he was sharing a screen with Kevin Costner. So
yeah, well, I mean, oh yes, and of course Die Hard as well, but that's not as much chewing scenery because in Die Hard he's so cool. You know, he's just
Alan Rickman as Cole when he finds him up in the HVAC area or whatever.
Clay.
Oh yeah,
Clay.
Yeah,
Clay.
The way he says it, Clay. The way he says it.
Oh no, you're one of them.
And can we take 3 seconds to talk about what a perfect movie Die Hard is? Because
it's my
God,
movie.
Well, I love it. I love it.
It's my favorite Christmas movie. Anyway,
thank you, Mark.
It is. Thank you,
Christmas
Mark.
movie.
Best
Well,
Christmas.
It's a
I have to
great
watch it
film.
every Christmas.
Yeah, I love that damn film.
That and Lethal Weapon 1.
Yes.
Scrooge.
Lethal Weapon 1,
Scrooged.
I
definitely.
like the second one too, though.
But
I
Scrooge,
prefer Scrooge for Christmas.
Of course. I go Scrooge every year. I mean, I watch
hell yeah.
I watch a whole bunch like
Scrooge
every
is
year.
so
I have to.
good.
Shoot the glass.
I love Scrooge so much.
I use the I care thing like all the time, and no one ever understands that it's a movie reference except me. You know, they'll just be telling me about something, and then it's like, I care. And then it's like they look at you like you're crazy. You're like, never mind, Bill Murray. It's fine.
Bill Murray, dude.
It's like such a good movie. He was wild in that movie, man. He was out of control in that.
What about
movie.
My favorite out of control Bill Murray is What About Bob, man? That movie.
Oh,
when is he not out of control though? Because he's awesome in everything. You know,
Dreyfus?
So far.
Poor Richard Dreyfuss, man.
Yeah.
Oh God. Oh my
Holy
God.
Moly. Wait. Before we go back on
part of the fucking movie.
Mike.
Yes, sir.
You were saying San Diego, DC and Marvel weren't there, but
they weren't there.
There was DC and Marvel stuff being announced.
They weren't showing any movies.
Okay. So DCU and MC.
Yeah. The only comic book announcements we got from Marvel is the new Punisher stuff. It's not Frank Castle. He's missing. I have to read it. The new Miss Marvel book with Iman writing it. Miss Marvel, the New Mutant.
We got that trailer of the Marvels. Didn't we get
the Marvels trailer? Yep, that's the Marvels trailer.
Yeah.
I think that villain is just for the movie. I think it's the first villain that's like a villain for a film.
Okay.
Because she has like the other bangle, so it's like.
Oh,
yeah. And the whole thing is like whenever they use each other's powers, they switch. So Captain Marvel can harness light, Monica Rambeau can see through light, and Kamala Khan can turn light into a construct. So every time they use their powers, they switch out. That's why Intergalactic is the theme of the film. And
I love that.
Yeah. And it's post Secret Invasion because it's grayed up Nick Fury. So,
oh, by the way, speaking of, sorry, go ahead.
Oh yeah, we'll get to that. Yeah.
Okay, but are you talking about Nick Fury looking like a bum, like in freaking Secret Invasion?
No,
why does he look homeless in his home? He's like
he's on the run. He's on the run list.
He's like inside his own house, and he's got like a beanie on. Like he's been out panhandling.
He put his eye patch back on.
That's what I was gonna say. I was like, you guys said it. He won't be Nick Fury until that eye patch comes.
And that jacket.
As soon as I thought of you guys.
Yeah. And that jacket, that coat showed up. He was
like, as soon as I saw that, I was like thinking of you guys. I'm like, we're right.
They started playing the Shaft theme. It was great. It was awesome. The Curtis Mayfield showed up. It was awesome. Marvel and DC weren't there. They're probably gonna do like another fandom or saving Marvel stuff for D23 and all that. True. But I do think the Marvels is going to have an important post-credit scene, though. I think so.
Yeah,
I think they're going to show some more X people.
Ooh.
Oh.
Remember, she's a mutant. She's a mutant. So
yes, please.
Who's a mutant?
Miss Marvel.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm ready for some mutant action because
me too, man.
And so what
my cat is named after one of them, so you know.
Yeah, I think they're going to do House of Powers of X too.
Honestly, I'm really just waiting for my Fantastic Four.
It's happening.
I hear you, Dan. I trust
it could
as
lead
long
in
as it's not Miles Teller again.
Yeah, of course. Jesus Christ. Yeah, hope not. Jesus. God damn it.
Sorry.
He looks like Sid the Sloth as an actor. Anyway, but Secret Invasion is cooking up something nice. Gravik is crazy and it ain't working out for him. And we got one episode left. And maybe we'll get some Fantastic Four stuff with this, man. We don't know.
Yeah, I would, man.
It's going to lead into. I think Marvel's is going to lead into. Secret Invasion is going to lead into Marvels, and Marvel's going to lead into something.
It just
either
makes
X
sense
or
for
4
Doom.
related.
it just makes sense for Doom to be the next big bad for me.
Oh, yeah, I mean, but unfortunately, Kang is. So
I know,
yeah.
but it just Doom just seems like the next.
He
candidate.
could be, you know, maybe Doom kills Kang.
I was thinking about that. I mean, that might be the easy way out. Sucks that it turned out that way, but that might be the answer.
That might be the answer.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
They're going to AI his face on an actor.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun. and then they're gonna do a little neck snappy. I'm Dr. Doomy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When Kang starts going off again, and he just like comes up right behind him, crack. Oh,
because the next movies for I think Thunder. Well, we don't know now because everything's on strike. But
yeah,
it's supposed to be Thunderbolts, but Deadpool got pushed up to take that slot.
Yeah.
So, but Thunderbolts is supposed to be next year.
A
Bucky-led team. So
I'm also really excited to see some Ironheart.
That's all. That's Disney Plus too.
Yeah. I would like to see that. That looks like it's going to.
That's going to be a show. The Okoye and Martin Freeman show. So Secret Invasion may lead into that because we don't know where Martin Freeman's at still.
Right.
He's in the first episode, and I also think Kobe Smulders is alive because every episode they keep saying guest starring Kobe Smulders, and I'm just like,
I need that. Oh my god!
And where's Rhodey? I think she's with Rhodey.
Daggers.
Right. I think Rhodey and Hill are in the same place.
Yo, when I was watching Rhodey, like I'm like, he's definitely a scroll. This dude is being such a freaking dick. How does Fury not know that this is not Rhodes? Like he has to know that that's a scroll because he is acting like such a piece of shit, and I feel like he would have so much more respect for Fury than the respect that he was giving him, and I'm just like, I'm not down with that.
Well, the thing that I realized,
and he was just sitting in the truck.
He just sitting in the truck
when all that shit was going down. He was just sitting there. War Machine wouldn't do that shit.
You wouldn't, Dan. You're right. You're right, buddy.
You're right, Dan.
You're right.
Sorry.
That's okay, man. Get it out.
I was a little upset with man Don Cheadle. What are you doing?
A little upset. It's a little upset, Mark. It's not a big deal.
I'm sorry.
It's okay, man. Get it out, man.
He was just sitting there. He was he was playing fucking Candy Crush on his phone.
I know, buddy. I know, buddy.
Damn Skrull. He's a Skrull. And then Mads had to die. Spoiler, everybody.
I don't think he's dead either.
Yeah, he might be.
He's probably is dead though. Yeah.
He's
dead. He dead.
The Skrull in the refrigerator for Emilia Clarke. It's gonna advance her character story.
And I gotta say that it's funny. To me, like the biggest surprise of the show has been Olivia Colman because, like, I love her so much.
Good.
And she's just good. Like can play that and then scare the hell out of you doing, that character. I was like, it's so
you can also tell they shot all her stuff in one day.
Yeah.
She is so peppered throughout this thing.
Right.
There's so many overpowering seasonings. She's like, is the pepper in this for real? That's how much she's in it. That's how much she's in it. I was like, I taste the garlic, but it's pepper in this. You sure? Yeah. And they were like, I gotta go be a real actor. Hurry this up.
Shit.
And also remember, Armor Wars is a show.
Oh, that's right.
Rhodey. So maybe
great comic book.
Yep. No, you think of Armory Wars, Dan.
What?
Armor Wars is Marvel. Armory Wars.
No, I've read the that I have that the Coed one, but I have
okay.
I have it from Secret Wars.
Yes.
It's part of the
Armor Wars was fun,
man.
I don't know.
Why you gotta be so mean about it? I know what I'm talking about.
I wasn't being mean. Get it out, buddy. Get it out.
I'm just kidding.
Get it out, pal. Get it out, buddy.
Breathe.
Get it out, buddy. Yeah, it is gonna be a movie, Rob. You're right.
And I had Planet Hulk too. That was fun.
Planet Hulk's great. World Hawk's it's great too. When he comes
it's
back.
a good time. It's fun.
Get it out, man. Get it out.
I'm fine. What?
I'm just
You just like I've Armor Wars. I said I knew what it was. Stalin.
It's like you open the door. You open the door and say, "Don't come in," and he just walks right in.
Oh, it's funny. I finally got a chance to watch that Outlaws thing that you folks hosted. That looks really good.
Can't wait for that game. Can't wait. Can't wait to see more.
That looks really good too. I had forgotten what that was because I was like, I was like, what's Outlaws again? I was like, oh, that's right. So when I saw the trailer for it, I was like, oh, that's an awesome game. We got the preview up for a little while ago.
Red Dead Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. I can't wait to see how that's all going to turn out. I mean, I still got the DLC for Cyberpunk, and then we've got Starfield, and then the Star Wars game, and I'm playing Spider-Man right now.
Nice.
September is busy.
There's a lot going on, but we've got a lot coming up, and we've got Ahsoka coming up on August 23rd.
Yes, sir.
So before we end this show, just want to touch on one thing when it comes to the writer's strike. And online, there was a lot of confusing talk about what people can and can't talk about, who can and who can't talk about what, and how you can and can't support. I don't have the link. I wish I had the link, but there is a link to donate to the writers and actors strike going on. As far as us doing what we do, movie criticism is allowed. We're not influencers. We don't get paid for any of it. As a matter of fact, I pay for this stuff, the streaming stuff. Yeah. And we just want to support them as much as we can, but we're not out here promoting movies or any of the material. And we also support anybody who wants to stand in solidarity and back up people that they know that are a part of this.
Yeah.
But, we're going to talk about the new stuff coming out. We'll have a ticker going, letting you know that, the stuff is made by the people who are on strike, and it'll be this. You'll see at the bottom when we're talking about the new stuff. Barbie and Oppenheimer were well finished and completed. That's why I didn't feel that we needed to really run this. But for the new stuff coming out in the next month and whatnot, this was something I got from a thread from the SAG Twitter, official Twitter. So
very nice. You got breaking news on there too.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we could do that. Breaking news. Dan is on a rant. Yeah, Chris has a bunch of stuff here that pops up. One of these.
Oh, yes. Classic. Is Shut Up in there too?
And then Shut Up. That one. Got that ready. The one Raven's going off. And then
that sounds about right.
Plenty of stuff. Plenty of stuff. But yes. Anyway, I think that concludes the show. We were all over the place. Well, I think we talked about everything we needed to talk about.
Were we shooting Poodoo?
We're shooting Poodoo. That's exactly what we did.
It was great reviews on Oppenheimer and Barbie from Mark without spoiling anything. Next weekend we'll break it down a little bit more, maybe spoil it a little bit more. After people have seen it.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to see it
more. I am too. I'm definitely gonna try to see if maybe Julie wants to go out and see a movie. We actually got to go out to dinner first time without a baby in 3 months, 4 months almost. Yeah.
How was that?
It was awesome, dude. We Ubered to we got a bocce. We got an Uber out to the place. I drank a whole bottle of warm sake and had a nice whiskey drink. We were bombed. By the time I got home, my mom was watching the baby. It was awesome. We both felt great.
Very cool.
It was awesome, dude. Great time.
Good for you.
Gotta get out of the house every now
Good
and
for
then.
you.
You did it, man.
Absolutely.
We did.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, horse. Oh my God, Mark, really? I was thinking about that too. Goodbye, horses. You want me?
It's the first thing that popped into my head when I saw it.
I want me.
Oh my God. Anyway, Michael, what's going on? Where can people find you?
No.
Okay.
Oh, you can find me here
That's my line.
every Sunday, 9 p.e.s.t. For the Shooting the Poodoo live.
Yes.
Also, 9 p.m. EST Tuesdays for, you guessed it, BX. Look below, watch your step. That is a floor_gaming.
You got to jump over it.
You got to jump over that. It's a
Pitfall
pitfall
style.
level. It's a pitfall style.
Oh,
You will
pitfall.
lose all of your rings
Yep.
if you hit the bottom.
It's the same game.
Okay? Sonic needs the air bubble to breathe.
Yes,
So
right.
you can find me there. We'll be doing more God of War until it's done.
Yes.
It's getting good, huh, Dan?
Yeah, it's getting spicy.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it. It's
We got
spicy.
a giant dog now.
Oh my
That's
God,
cool.
huge dog. And then Kratos is learning to be a father. He's
It's
learning
pretty neat.
patience and acceptance, and that his boy is growing up. He's
placing
teaching me all kinds
yeah.
of good things.
He's placing hands on shoulders, saying it's okay and shit. Bananas.
Yeah. Yeah, he's listening to his son.
What a guy.
And letting him lead. It's amazing.
Long way for ripping Hydra's heads off with your bad hair.
Well, I mean, he's still doing that.
Yeah, still doing
But now he's also listening to what his son
But
has.
now there are hugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It feels there's a lot of feel
Yeah.
good. It's good stuff.
Yeah, so stay tuned for that.
Right. Raven?
You can find me on Instagram, and you can find me here on Sundays, and that's it.
That's
so
it?
boring. I'm sorry.
Well, hello.
No, you're here. Well, Raven has also been around guesting on other podcasts, so you could check out some of those episodes
go.
because she still
Thanks.
is all over when it comes to the podcasting realm. Raven
I
is a
beg
great,
people. I beg people. Please let me be on your show.
yeah, sure. And Mark, what about you?
Well, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at I am a Diablito, and here on Sunday evenings. And I also have a show that I recorded recently with my friend Manish. She has his own podcast called "It Pod to Be You" that covers movies and whatnot. And we did the queer film weekend by Andrew Haig, and we had an excellent discussion. So that should be posted sometime the next week. So I'll throw the link up as soon as it's posted.
Nice, awesome. You can find me at Stay on Target 42 here Sunday nights live 9 p.m. and with Michael Tuesday nights and Darth Vader quick shots when that drops. Other than that, I hope you guys have a great Sunday night. Get some good rest, and we will see you guys next week. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.